Yeah, but I left 2 up there, right?
We didn't see it.
I put them on the ground over there. We've got 8, right? So we've only got...
Take out the location of the building here.
Pardon me? Yeah, I guess so. So the end of the building is going to be about here, 25 feet away, so we'll put it here. Maybe I'll go back, I should move that other one up there. Looks kind of silly. Someone's going to come back for the flag. Yeah, I want to move that one up there. 2x4s. Well, he can put it where we got this. Jesus. That was the original stick. Watch it.
'Desmond.
Do you want us to staple on the flags there?
Yes. I've been just stapling on the side. Lucas gonna bring the sledgehammer. Okay.
Oh, I should.
Hey, holy cow, what you bringing?
Contractor?
Yeah. How are you going to put that up? Are you going to put anywhere along the line here?
Okay.
Well, we're trying to put this spanner up.
Okay.
Right, so you're going to...
So, okay, I'll get those steel pegs again. Let me get...
See it? Frank, can you grab the other one? Let's see what the distance is approximately.
Yeah, I know exactly what I mean.
So, hey, that's good, Cam. So,
Is that my wife, Rankin?
no. I know he's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Head of the building committee.
Well, it's coming out of the ground.
That's right.
It's looking really good, too.
There's Mr. Young. That's on the grass, and you're going to start a fire there. So,
That's right.
yeah. We don't want to play
Let me
around
put this collar around here.
with
This collar around here.
Cathy with Sapporo. Well, I went up there. And had a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's well, it's cleared up. Beautiful day for it. Yeah.
Wow. It's better than raining.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Then in where was it? Sueyoshi, 37 or something. Yeah.
According to my eyeball.
Put a spike peg down there. Okay, fine.
That's good enough, isn't it? It's only a couple of hours.
Well, that'll all do. Oh, we'll see.
Okay, now you can tie this up.
As high as possible.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay. Anywhere on the joint area there. Anywhere where this thing is tied.
So, this.
Maybe a little closer because it was, yeah.
Not bad. That's it right there. Like if you put the top of that dial.
All right.
The other top's got to be full.
Sorry,
Yeah. Well, that's
Kind of doesn't say on there. You know, in almost double the units, but they still look nice.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Great.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, that's good. That's very interesting. So you're coming back to some more hunting, aren't you?
already did.
Oh, wait.
Hiding it
Were
from
you
me.
in that meeting?
Yes, I was with Cathy and George and
Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's what I Yeah, right. You want to put your name in for this?
I'm going to leave before he does, I think, you know.
The Japanese Canadian Garden is right over there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. That should be good. It's a good location. It's called, man.
Well, it's
After, the life is about 2 years. At least you need about
Yes, this is an open development, so there are no restrictions, and we've got everything.
Young Japanese ladies, sometimes it's very, as I say, childish, they're anxious.
You better bring your passport. They won't let you in.
English. Oh, well, they're enjoying it very much. Well, they now have friends.
I guess they're used to going to different countries all the time.
Oh, yes, that's right. First in Seoul, Korea, and then...
Yeah, well, I came from Berry.
He tried to come the back way from the ferry. He could have come from Alex Bracey.
Then there's a ship in Ingamari. That's quite a ways from here. I think
Oh, it's not that far. Not that far. If you go straight down Sperling,
straight down, yeah.
and that'll take you down to Canada Way.
That's exciting. Well, I've never been involved in
Yeah, make the final decision.
Mr. Fred Randall, Mr. Lee Rankin, Mr. Dick Nakamura, and Mr. Gordon Kadota. And in the second row, if I could ask Consul General Shimokoji, Mrs. Shag Ando, Mr. Laurence Iwasaki, and Mr. Nick Sueyoshi.
Thank you very much, Cathy. Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and friends. On behalf of the Japanese Canadian Society of Greater Vancouver for Seniors Housing, welcome to today's groundbreaking ceremony. My name is George Oikawa, and I'm pleased to be your Master of Ceremony for this afternoon's festivities. However, before proceeding with the program, it is my pleasure to welcome three very special guests. And if you could please rise when I introduce these people. Mr. Fred Randall. Mr. Randall is representing the province of British Columbia. And next to Mr. Randall is Mr. Rankin, Lee Rankin. who is representing his councillor, representing the city of Burnaby. And the third guest that we would like to recognize is Mr. Shuji Shimokoji, the Consul General of Japan. Thank you very much. The new Sakura-so housing is part of Nikkei Place. I'm sure that Gordon Kadota will maybe speak a bit further on this later, but Nikkei Place is what you see. All the land behind me is Nikkei Place. And it comprises a National Japanese Canadian Cultural Centre and Museum to my left, a Nikkei Garden in front of the proposed development. It fronts on Kingsway, and over to my left is the location of the care home for the elderly. Japanese Canadian seniors have been in need of affordable housing for many years. Housing that is secure and housing that is part of the Japanese Canadian community. The new Sakura-so is a continuation of our society's objective to meet the housing needs of our community. With the opportunity provided by the Nikkei Place project and our 20 years of experience, the Japanese Canadian Society of Greater Vancouver for Seniors Housing is proud to continue its work and look forward to this new opportunity to provide affordable housing for our seniors. An application was made to the Homes BC funding program on July the 31st, 1995. And we will not forget the date November 3rd of 1995 when our society received conditional approval from the BC Housing and Management Commission to build 34 units for seniors. And we're very pleased to have as our contractor Polo Construction. Unfortunately, I think they've all run away on us, but Polo Construction is a recognized builder of quality housing. Today's celebration to commemorate the official groundbreaking of new Sakura-so pays tribute to all the volunteers that partner by social, recreational, and community support. It's also being built because of individuals who believed in this project and provided the funding to build 34 apartment homes for our seniors. So could you please join with me in recognizing the following. The Japanese Canadian Redress Foundation. It was the Redress Foundation who gave us all the money, or the money to buy all the land that you see behind me, 3 beautiful acres of land, and I believe Director Dick Nakamura is here representing the Japanese Canadian Redress Foundation. Second, the consultants. Our community volunteers who have provided invaluable assistance before and during our project development. Specifically, our building committee, our operations committee, and our admissions committee. The National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society for working with us, for sharing their staff and volunteers, for the vision of Nikkei Place, and for encouraging all of us to work together to create a community home. The Vancouver Japanese Gardeners Association for giving advice on the landscaping of the new seniors' home, and in particular for their assistance in the preparation of our site and their involvement in the tree planting ceremony. I'd like to recognize a fellow community organization. Our appreciation to Suni Kai and Yayoi Kai for helping with the refreshments. And to the Vancouver Japanese Canadian Youth Group, our traffic engineers. These are the people that have kindly donated their time to work with us to look after the traffic. And to Polo Construction, to Luca Perazzola for their assistance in the preparation of the ground for the ceremony today. And also for the provision of water and electricity. Until the other day, we did not have any electricity, and they kindly offered their gas generator in order to have electricity ready for us. I'd like to call upon Mr. Fred Randall to say a few words.
Thank you very much, George. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and certainly special guests, I am pleased to join you here today on behalf of Mike Farmworth, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, to celebrate the Sakura-so groundbreaking. This development meets an important need for people of this community. I also like to bring special greetings from Premier Glenn Clark and also certainly from all the constituents of Burnaby Edmonds. As this community grows and changes, so do the needs of the individuals living here. Over the years, non-profit societies have done an excellent job of meeting the needs of the members of our communities, needs for shelter, for understanding, for support, and for opportunities. Helping address affordable housing issues is a big part of the Ministry of Municipal Affairs Housing's mandate. In the past 5 years, BC has supported the development of over 3,000 units of affordable housing all around the province. And we have done so through partnerships with local people and local societies, just as we are doing here in Burnaby. And I think most of you are probably aware that, that BC is probably the only province in Canada that has a housing program like we do here. I would like to commend Robert Iwata and Randy Kamiya of the Japanese Canadian Society of Greater Vancouver and all of the individuals for recognizing the need for this development and for Nikkei Place complex, which will include the National Nikkei Heritage Facility, as mentioned by George, and will also serve as Canada's National Japanese Cultural Centre.
And the building community. I'd first like to recognize the members of Council that are here today. A member of the Housing Committee, Councillor Jim Young, is here today. Thank you. And the Chair of our Transportation Committee, Councillor Doug Evans, is here today. It's a great honor to bring greetings of Mayor Drummond and Council on this auspicious opening. We have worked very hard with the various participants to make this project a reality, and as Fred mentioned, we've had countless meetings with George and Gordon Kadota, Robert Banno, Cathy, as we've worked out the details of the siting of the seniors' facilities, and we've worked very hard to find the siting for the Japanese Canadian Heritage Centre, which I know will be opened once the funding is finally in place. And so it's been an experience that's involved a collaboration of the province, of BC Housing, of the Japanese Canadian community and its various societies, and the city of Burnaby. And I want to tell you that in Burnaby we believe that this community reflects the diversity of the greater community of BC and of Canada. And I can tell you on behalf of Council and the city how delighted we are to have the home for the National Nikkei Centre, and that it's an important addition to our city, and how this housing project brings a home to many of the Japanese Canadian seniors, who I understand many of whom have longed for a chance to return to the West Coast and to have a home here. And it's we're very proud in Burnaby to be the home for this seniors facility and for the National Nikkei Centre, because we are a community that respects and encourages the diversity of this country and of this province, and we are proud and delighted to have these facilities find their home and find a home for these communities in Burnaby. So I want to give the National Cultural Centre, which I know will be a landmark for this community and an important
I'd like to ask Mr. Gordon Kadota, President of the National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society, to say a few words. Mr. Gordon?
Thank you, George, and good afternoon, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. In listening to George Oikawa's expression of gratitude to the various organizations, I can only echo and emphasize our sincere gratitude for the organizations and the people, and I will not repeat all these, but I think back 5 years ago, shortly after the property, the 3 acres, was acquired from the Toho people, that we had many discussions with the representatives of the city, but also with the school board of Burnaby, and I wish to recognize Mr. Bob Ingram, who is present here today, for the many consultations and the assistance and the advice that given to us by the school board. The National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society which is the coordinating organization to put together and to complete Nikkei Place, was formed back in 1991. But prior to that, and we can go back a number of years, where our community for many years had sought and worked towards building a cultural center. But it was only in the recent years, some 7-8 years ago, that there was a much stronger movement to have our somehow build our cultural center, because while the Japanese Canadians, through the wartime dispersals and evacuations, are currently spread right across the nation, and in most of the communities where there are people of Japanese descent, there is a form of either cultural center or certainly a place where the people can meet and be part of the community. In Vancouver, which we often refer to, is the place where the Japanese first came, and certainly is a very integral part of the Japanese Canadian community in Canada, did not and does not have a cultural center. And when the idea of Nikkei Place, in other words, a multi-purpose complex having the cultural center, a seniors home, healthcare, when that came into being planned some 10 years ago, actually, in 1988, and this property being acquired in 1991. So we've come a long way, and the sod turning ceremony that is about to take place is the first of the physical evidence that we are on the track to have the place for not only the Japanese Canadians, but certainly for members of society at large, where the meeting of the people and the meeting of the minds and the activities for the community at large is going to be happening. And on behalf of the National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society, I wish to again repeat, echo, and emphatically express our gratitude to the people and the organizations. And one final aspect to this is, although I am currently the president of the National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society, I wish to pay tribute and compliments to Bob Banno, who was really the motivator to initiate all this, what is happening today. And thanks very much to Bob Banno. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And as George Oikawa has explained, Heritage Centre, Nikkei Place Centre, is going to be built, and certainly, as Mr. Rankin has mentioned, we're hoping that the sod turning for the cultural center is not going to be too long after the event today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Now,
George. Good afternoon, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I preside over the ceremonial groundbreaking and the planting of the sakura tree. The ceremonial groundbreaking marks the very first construction event for Nikkei Place. December 1986 marked our first meeting, and it was at that time that a small group conceived of the idea of rebuilding a gathering place for Japanese Canadians of all ages. The idea was Nikkei Place, joining a national Japanese Canadian cultural center, the seniors' housing, and a care home. It has taken planning, commitment, and tenacity to bring the project to construction. After many years of searching for a location that would permit all three components to be developed together, we found this site in 1991. In 1993, the Japanese Canadian Redress Foundation granted us $3 million to purchase this land. To the foundation, we sincerely thank you for believing in us and in our cause. Today we celebrate the cornerstone of Nikkei Place. Please join with me in welcoming the participants of the ceremonial groundbreaking and the official ceremonial groundbreaking for this project. First, George Oikawa, representing the Seniors Housing Society. Fred Randall, our MLA and representative of the province of British Columbia. Lee Rankin from the city of Burnaby. Dick Nakamura from the Japanese Canadian Redress Foundation. And Gordon Kadota from the National Nikkei Heritage Centre Society. Please.
Yeah, we're gonna get everyone up there, do you think? That's okay. We can just sort of, yeah, okay. Okay. Good. And looking here. Good. Okay. Can you put some soil on and then just throw it down on the sidewalk here? Perfect. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. And once more, if I may. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm on my lunch.
Great. Looking here, everyone. Good. Very nice. Thank you very much, gentlemen. That's terrific.
Time and a half, that's right.
Yeah, what a happy day. Hey, I feel as good as you guys do. It's taken so long.
Is the first of many others to be planted at the new seniors housing project. I would like to ask the following people to plant the first sakura tree. Consul General of Japan, Mr. Shuji Shimokoji. George Oikawa, longtime friend and former caretaker and now tenant of Sakura-so.
Right over there.
Gotta do some work, you know.
Oh, okay. Should we get in there? Join in a group here? Just around the back.
Just a photo op. Thank you.
Could you stand right over here? And Laurence, okay. Photo. Nice photo.
Okay. Good. And everyone looking here, if you don't mind, just so it's a photo op. Good. And another one. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay. And then just throw soil in the hole. Everyone just throw soil in there, yeah? Beautiful. Very nice. And everyone just look here. Put your hands on the shovel and then just look here. Very nice. Thank you. Everyone get a picture? Everyone okay? Yeah.
Looks like Shag is the only lady in the group.
Thank you very much. Before I turn this back to George, I just want to say that although this has been a team effort and a lot of people involved in this, no one person has spent more time. Turn it back to you, George.
much, Reverend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal part of this afternoon's festivities. So thank you all, and to Randy Kamiya. For dedication and commitment to not only this project, but the overall project. And now it's refreshment time, but before you all have your refreshments, anyone who is interested in viewing the site or having a tour of the site, we have experts here in our audience. We're very happy to.
Just talk about the project over here.
We started, so yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I'll start on the tradition again. You were saying that, like, in front of us.
We haven't done anything for a long time.
I took two away because I thought some of the government people already wanted to leave.
はい。何を言ったらいい